Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our new show, MTGO Masters. My name is Will Hall, better known on the internet as the Will Hall EXP. That man in my virtual news booth with me is Anurag Das, and we are so happy we are finally here, back for another 12 weeks of amazing modern action. Anu, how you doing, my friend?
I am so excited. I can't keep the smile off my face. It's been a long time, and I am ready for some exciting modern action. This is going to be great. Welcome, everybody.
It is going to be great. That is exactly what this is. It is going to be amazing. But we've got to go through what's going on. You know what I mean? What's going to happen? Maybe people are watching this for the first time. So I want you to give everyone out. What is MTGO Masters?
MTGO Masters is a culmination of 16 of the greatest players in our game, Magic the Gathering, from all various parts of our community. And they're here to battle out over the next 12 weeks to bring you some amazing content, to bring you epic games of Magic from, honestly, like, all parts of modern. I mean, you can check out the deck list. We've already got week 1 deck lists out, and you can see what everyone's bringing to the table. It's spicy. This is great content. Let's go.
Yes, and very, you know, we're even traveling back in time with one of these lists. You know what I mean? Where's the Stoneblade fans? Shout out to that. Make sure exclamation mark deck list in chat to go find them and look at them on Twitter. So we need to work out how is it going to work? How are we going from 16 players to finally getting a champion? Well, we've put them into pods of 4. So let's talk through how the tournament structure is going to work. Beautiful transition slide there. Love it. Production. So the main goal is you need to win 2 games before you lose 2 games. You need to win 2 matches before you lose 2 matches. And then if you win 2 matches, you advance to the winners pod. If you lose 2 matches, you're going to advance to the losers pod. But that is not all the doom and gloom, because all you need to do is win the next 2 weeks. So if you win 2 weeks back to back, you advance to the top 8. It is literally that simple. All players need to do win 2 before you lose 2. Remember that one, chat. But that brings on to who is actually playing in this. Well, we have got, as Anu said, 16 amazing, and I'm going to underline that, amazing players for you all at home. Starting off with this week, Pod 1. Anu, talk me through it.
We have Eduardo Sajgalik, Arya Karamchandani, Aspiringspike, and Braun-Duin. All 4 of these players with an insane history repository, just like a very, very, very insane resume of Magic accomplishments. We've got players all the way from, you know, the MPL to Aspiringspike, the largest streamer on one of the largest streamers on Magic the Gathering, Arya, who works at Wizards of the Coast, and Eduardo Sajgalik, who is a limited monster here to, you know, take a run at Modern. I'm pretty excited for this pod. This is what's happening today. Will, why don't you tell me who's playing next week?
Well, yeah, as I said, we've got 4 pods. So pod number 2. Well, starting off, we got Luna Love, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to just Google the accomplishments of this lady in TCGs and strategy games, you are going to have your mind blown. Next up, well, if there was a power 9 for content creators, we've got one of them. It is, of course, Saffron Olive, Mr. Goldfish himself. Look at that, probably the best smile in Magic. Let's be honest. I just look at it, I smile myself. And then next up, we have got the Merfolk Master himself, the host of MTG and Coffee is Mr. Nikachu. And then, okay, I've got to try not to fanboy too much here, but we've got one of my favorite all-time Magic players, Mr. Brad freaking Nelson, joining the crew. So that puts us at 2 members of the Bash Bros. Let's go to week 3. Who's in pod 3?
Well, how about the 3rd member of the Bash Bro? And look, you're fanboying over Brad. I'm fanboying over Corey, who IMO is one of the best casters of all time. But it also turns out Corey is our reigning champion. He is a modern menace, and he's back to, you know, protect the throne. He's here to get another trophy. We've also got coverage guru, coverage master Corbin Hostler joining us as well. Carmen Klamparens, who we have seen many times before, also in our previous events. And then, you know, just another team play design member here. And then, you know what? Let's sprinkle in a Hall of Famer. Why not, right? Everybody's favorite caster of Liliana of the Veil. That's Reed Duke, here to bring us some amazing content in week number 3.
That moves us on to the last 4 plays we're going to have in this 16-player tournament. It is, well, look, I need to break it down. Pro Tour The Lord of the Rings is very special and close to my heart, Anu. And you know that, everybody knows me knows that. But there's probably one person in this world it's a little bit more special for, and that is the Pro Tour champion. He's 1-1. That was his first Pro Tour. He took it down. Of course, it is Jake Beardsley. Now started taking up streaming, amazing content to go and watch. Friday Home recommend Jake Beardsley. Super happy to have him here. And then next up, well, we've got a Legacy specialist. We've got a GP champion. The managed to do it with my favorite deck in Legacy, lands Mr. Jarvis Yu. And then we spoke about a power 9 of content creators. How about a power 9 of casters? There's one name at the top of everybody's list. Of course, it is Cedric Phillips, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get some hype in the chat. Cannot wait to see him in the booth. And then finishing off, fellow country lady is, of course, Emma Pardlow, known for all her amazing writing content and her love of the pauper strategies. She's going to try and fight a hand at Modern. She's going to fight back, and she's doing it for England. Let's go. And that is, of course, our top 16 players in this tournament. Absolute powerhouses, isn't it? We've knocked it out of the park this season, my friend. And we haven't started.
You did a fantastic job making this season already as exciting as possible. I mean, all the players that we've got here not only are extremely talented, but bring a special little something here to this season of MTGO Masters. And I'm ready. I'm almost ready for my first match here. But before we do that, we gotta give some thank yous out, right?
Yeah, we got some sponsors. Obviously, we can't do this without the sponsors, so a huge shout out to them. Let's start that going. So first off, who is it, Anu?
We've got Daybreak Games. Now, one thing that I want to mention is that for everybody here who's supporting us today, please just remember, these are the people that are working hard to bring you this kind of amazing content. So, be sure to check them out. Be sure to support them. Daybreak Games is sponsoring this entire season of Magic Online, and we could not do this without you for sure. Thank you for all the work that you've done. Thank you for bringing Warhammer to Magic Online. That is sweet. I've been enjoying it. Our sponsor would like to spotlight an event coming up this weekend. It's called Vintage vs. Type 1. So this weekend, we're going to have Brian David Marshall, yes, BDM himself. He's going to be hosting a couple streams here that are basically, a fundraiser opportunity here to take down diabetes, type 1 diabetes. It's very personal to him. We hope you join us. It's going to be 9:30 a.m. PST on March 2nd and 3rd. Vintage Cube, and you get to play around with the players. We've got donation incentives and rewards that can affect the game directly. I hope to see you there. It's going to be fantastic. Next up, we have Heavy Play. Heavy Play is our second sponsor for this stream. So thank you so much for supporting our 12-week season here, Heavy Play. If you haven't already, be sure to go to heavyplay.com, check out their products. They've got a variety of amazing, basically just like accessory, like they're redefining the scope of accessories with their Equip Mag system. They've got the ETB playmat, even their curved sleeves. I was thinking about this the other day. Their sleeves, like they just like, you ever when your corners get bent and whatever, the fact that these sleeves are curved won't happen to you, period. Super, super cool. Thank you, Heavy Play, for sponsoring the season. You can get 10% off with their code MTGO Masters.
It's funny you say that about shuffling. I am one of the, I'm one of those that just mashed my cards together, always damaging my sleeves continuously. So having curved sleeves, that is an absolute boon to the product. Hats off. And again, thank you to Heavy Play. Then last up, our last sponsor is the NRG series. Norman and team put on amazing shows all around the Midwest. The next one is going to be in Minneapolis on Saturday. They've got a 10K modern showdown. So maybe you see a deck tonight you like. Maybe you want to, go to that event and potentially take it down with one of the cool brews that we have tonight. But maybe Legacy is your thing, as you spoke about. Warhammer's now on MTGO. So you can practice MTGO before you go to this event, because they've got a 5K Legacy trial. They've also got 2 more shows after this. They've got Indianapolis. That is going to be May 11th and 12th. And then June 22nd, 23rd in St. Louis. So make sure you stay tuned. We're going to be plugging these throughout the show and moving on. But thank you very much, NRG, for sponsoring this season of MTGO Masters, because we just cannot do it without them. So please go support all our sponsors, because they're supporting us so we can bring on this awesome content with these amazing players that we have. So on that one, we've that's the end. That's the end of the sponsor. We actually get down to some gameplay, Anu. But first, I want to, I'm going to call it now. If you've got 16 players, who do you think we're going to be crowned champion at the end? You got to do it. You got to name one. No favoritism, but I'm making you name one.
All right, I'll do you better. I'm gonna name 2. You ready for it?
Ooh.
I'm gonna. Yeah. This will be the finals. All right. First one, I'm gonna give it to Corey Baumeister. Corey is just incredible. He spends all his time practicing commentary on Magic, but the secret is that he's already mastered the game. I kind of expect to see him, in the finals at the end of all is after all is done, and on the other side of the table. All right, you ready for it?
Go for it.
He's going to be playing this week. It's Aspiringspike. I said it.
Oh, okay. Do you think we're getting a Corey Spike file chat? I also want to know who you're rooting for. Who do you want to take down this series of MTGO Masters? Me personally, well, anybody that plays Infect. That's the real answer. Whoever plays Infect, that's who I want. You know what I mean?
No, it's not happening.
I'm pushing it. I'm pushing it as much as I can. I want to see Infect on camera. Infect. Anyway, on that one, we're going to pass it across to our first two casters who, let's be honest, they don't need any introduction, but I'm going to have to give it them. It is your pick, Mr. Aspiringspike and BBD in the booth together, and they're going to be doing commentary. So we're going to pass it over to those two gentlemen. We'll see you all shortly in between each break. Don't go anywhere. And because there's a few giveaways happening tonight as well. So make sure you stay tuned for them. Over to you two.